Hello and welcome to United Way's Helping Here-A-Thon. I'm Michelle Tucker, President and CEO here at United Way, and I am so happy that you joined us today. Today, we are going to learn more about some of our 164 safety net agencies right here in the St. Louis community that are going to work every day for each and every one of us on behalf of the St. Louis region, and they are offering services and support to those in need. They are helping people live their best possible lives. Now, as you know, 1 in 3 people are impacted by our services, and that doesn't happen without donors like you, supporters just like you. So I just want to thank you for your ongoing support, your steadfast support. Again, every dollar that you give stays right here in our local community. Through your donations, you're helping 1 in 3 people, over 1 million people a year. You're helping us to invest over $1 million per week into our community. So I'm going to ask that you sit back and tune in for the next 2 hours. And before we turn things over to our host, Megan, I would love for you to join me in watching our campaign video. Again, thank you for being here today.
Home. It's more than a place. It's a feeling. A feeling as powerful as the mighty rivers that flow here. You can feel it in the air, see it blowing in the trees. It's etched into us, and us into it. This is our home. From gravel driveways to no driveways, chairs to listen to a story, or chairs that tell a story, bridges from another time and bridges to another place. This landscape is as varied as those who call it home. Here, we're driven by what unites us, not divides us, because what happens to one of us happens to all of us. This is why we care. This is why we fight for each other, why we fight to keep families in their homes, to provide a warm meal and a safe space, to give our children the foundation they need to grow and learn. But we do much more. We provide stability, support, and comfort. We nurture, tutor, and counsel. We supply the tools to dream, achieve, and thrive. As a united community, we can make our home a beacon of hope, a place that's better, stronger, and more equitable for all. Together with United Way, we can elevate each other, elevate our community, elevate our home. Join us in helping here.
Thank you, Michelle. Wow, I love that video and how powerful it is. I'm so proud to call this community my home, and that video is a great example of why. We have so many more inspiring videos and stories to share with you today throughout this Helping Here-A-Thon to show the impact of your United Way support. Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Freeman, and I am the Director of Leadership Giving at United Way. A bit later in this program, I'll share more about United Way's leadership giving societies, how they make a difference in our community, and how you can get involved. But first, let's take a closer look at our region's safety net. What does that mean? Why is the safety net important to the community and the health and well-being of our community? Nonprofits play a critical role in providing services that help people meet their basic needs and achieve their potential. Across the nation, they feed, shelter, educate, inspire, and engage 1 in 5 Americans each year. The St. Louis region is multifaceted, and we face diverse, complex needs. No one agency or program can do it alone. It takes a united effort. Nonprofit agency efforts and collaborations working every day to ensure supports are there when neighbors need them most. United Way of Greater St. Louis serves as the strong foundation for our region's safety net, providing critical funding for more than 160 local nonprofits and dozens of other community programs and initiatives. Let's watch a video that helps explain why United Way and how United Way supports the St. Louis region safety net, and then hear directly from one of the local nonprofits that's part of this safety net.
In a world where one crisis can affect us all, in a world where one person can make a difference, in a world like St. Louis, which isn't really a world, but it's our corner of the world, who can be that one person? You. You can be the one who helps thousands of people and the entire St. Louis region at the same time. Buckle up and we'll show you how. Our community is as varied as the people who live here. These are your neighbors, and like you, they have goals and dreams, but sometimes those dreams get interrupted. That's where you come in. When you donate to United Way, you strengthen a safety net of nonprofits supporting those in need. Take Nicole. Right now, she has the basics covered like food, shelter, and transportation, but if her car breaks and with no savings, she could lose her job, her daycare, even her house. If people lack access to just one of these foundational needs, the whole fabric unravels and she could fall through. That's why we boost this safety net, to not only catch people from falling, but to bounce them back up. Instead of focusing on a single cause or issue, you support the causes that are foundational for helping the community as a whole. And not just immediate basic needs, but also with long-term support like education, job training, counseling, crisis recovery, and much more. Oh, and to top it off, you also make it easy for anyone who needs help to get connected to resources by dialing 211, our 24/7 helpline. You see, by supporting United Way, you are supporting more than 160 local nonprofits that can help each one of us with our needs and keep dreams cruising right along. And when you join with tens of thousands of others, that fabric gets stronger, the net gets bigger, and the help gets to more and more people. And that's the beauty of the system. We are all connected. When one of us hurts, we all hurt. But when one of us stands to help, we are all lifted. And you just helped lift an entire community. When we are all united, the entire St. Louis region will be stronger, better, and more equitable for us all. Thank you for being that amazing person our world needs.
Exciting time to be part of this group of safety net providers under the United Way umbrella. After having the community assessment done and to bring a team of people built especially to meet those needs gives us the opportunity that we may not have had in the past to have an even greater impact on our society and our community, which is what we're all here to do. Fortunate to be a part of this. It's an important part because we are one piece of a big puzzle. If you think of the community needs as a puzzle and all the agencies being a piece of that and coming together to make the picture very clear of the work that needs to be done is a great opportunity for all of us. And we can't do that without your support and how you've supported the United Way in the past and need to in the future. Being a safety net agency gives us the opportunity under the umbrella of the United Way to collaborate in ways that we don't have the opportunity to as individual agencies. Collaborate in a way to serve the needs of the community, but also to learn about those needs and the best ways and the best practices that there are to serve those folks so we have the highest impact available for them. We are all just a small piece, and we all can only do so much as individual, but coming together under the umbrella of the United Way as a safety net group of agencies, we have the chance and opportunity to have the best impact and the greatest impact that we've had in decades, and we look forward to that opportunity with your support.
As you can see, our local nonprofit network is helping to build a strong foundation for families throughout our region to help them stay healthy, access education, meet basic needs, and become financially stable. Imagine what our region would look like without our nonprofit safety net. Without access to health resources through nonprofits, there would be a greater demand on our healthcare system. Without places to turn for emergency help, more families would face devastating impacts because of a single crisis. Without summer and after-school programs, our community would see lower educational achievement and less skilled workers. United Way provides funding to nonprofits who help people through one of 5 impact areas. The first impact area we're going to highlight today is foster learning. Our next story is about 2 preschoolers, Brooke and Addie, who are best friends. Attending United Way supported United Services for Children allows Addie to learn, grow, and thrive alongside typically developing children. Let's see their story.
Addie is a 4-year-old with a seizure disorder who is trying to learn to walk and talk. We don't know what the underlying diagnosis is, and doctors tell me it's possible we'll never know. The first 2 years of her life, she was pretty much in the hospital. It's scary, not knowing what's next. She can't play soccer, she can't go to dance class. So it's hard, it's sad, it's stressful. Not that she notices, but I feel bad that she's missing out on stuff about being a kid that most kids get to do. You know, you never know why kids are so drawn to each other. But from the very beginning, Brooke attached to Addie, and if she has a moment where she, gets upset, Brooke just comes over and gives her a hug, and Addie's fine. Brooke is one of the first kids that she was able to be around and interact with. You put her down and she'll go crawl right over to Brooke. It makes me happy when I come in and they tell me Addie had a bad day, but Brooke fixed it. And it makes me feel good that she doesn't notice that she can't do exactly what the other kids do, and that she doesn't care that she can't, she's gonna try. If United Way didn't help support United Services, there would be a hole. Makes me feel really good that she has a friend, and sometimes those friends we build early on are forever. When she comes up and gives you a hug, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what she can and can't do. She's the happiest little girl you ever meet in your life.
Gosh, they are so cute, and I just love the story of how Brooke is there for Addie. What a great real-life example of how your support of United Way is helping real people right here in our community. United Services for Children, the organization featured in that video, provides pediatric therapy and early intervention services to children with developmental disabilities and delays. And they offer support services for their families. United Services for Children is located in St. Peters in our West region and is one of many agencies that provide support and resources to local families through our Foster Learning Impact area. United Way and our partners provide access to education programs, early childhood centers, after-school resources, development opportunities, mentoring, and safe spaces so children and adults can succeed in school and beyond. You can make a secure online donation to United Way right now to support organizations like United Services for Children and the others that are helping to foster learning across the St. Louis region. While you're making your donation, let's hear some more from local United Way funded organizations who are helping kids and young people in our community.
Your support system is like spokes on a wheel, and the more spokes you have, the stronger your wheel is. So the more that people get involved, the more that people participate and engage just in the organization overall, the stronger we are, and the stronger we are, the more we have to give back.
Mary Grove is a children's agency that has been supporting kids in our community for 170 years. The children that come to us come from a variety of backgrounds. Some have critical health needs, some are homeless, some are children that are runaways and living on the street. Some are fleeing sexual abuse, some are trafficked, but all come here looking for respite, for care, for healing.
We get some very resilient kids. I'll start by saying that. They come in and they've already experienced more than we probably will in our lifetimes.
The importance of the partnership with the United Way is the comprehensive needs assessment that they put forth. You know, they help ensure that the resources that are raised in the community are specifically pointed to where the needs are. The United Way safety net funding is provided in a non-restrictive manner, which gives us, the receiving agency, the flexibility to deploy those dollars within our organization to ensure that we can have the greatest outreach possible. The United Way's safety net funding is critical to the stabilization of a robust community social services ecosystem. The caring and life-saving work done by nonprofit agencies here in town is critical to the well-being of our citizens, our community, and our day-to-day way of life as we know it. So we as a United Way agency had the opportunity to collaborate with agencies across the board here in the metropolitan area. Oftentimes, children in need will need the help of many agencies, and our ability to work collaboratively together with United Way's agencies allows us to best serve the community.
Thank God for a place like Mary Grove where the hearts are in the right place, the minds are in the right place, everybody's on one accord for the sake of these children, because I mean, cliche, but they are our future.
Mary Grove is grateful to be part of the United Way and to receive this grant. The support from the community allows us to do the work, to provide for the children that are most in need in our area. We are so grateful for the support that we receive from the United Way and the community at large. Thank you.
think one of the great things that we can do at Sherwood is getting those kids opportunities to come out into the woods and out into nature. So it's really great for us to be able to provide that opportunity for kids to come down here.
One of the things that I think camp is really great at is helping young people overcome obstacles. It's not just helping kids to overcome obstacles, but also flourish within them.
It helps you mold into the person you want to be. Camp gives you something to do. It gives people chances and opportunities to do stuff they wouldn't do on a normal basis.
I think Sherwood brings out the best in people. Sherwood is going to push them to do things that they aren't sure that they're capable of. And it's going to be hard, but they're going to come out of it seeing more of their own strengths and feeling more confident in themselves.
As I watch these videos, it's incredible to see the breadth of how United Way is helping our region. These are just a few of the 164 local nonprofits that receive help because of your gift to United Way. Let's focus on another impact area United Way supports: providing food and shelter. Many families in our community face challenges meeting their basic everyday needs, like not being able to put food on the table for your kids or afford another month in your apartment. By helping people with resources like safe havens, stocked pantries, reliable transportation, and more, we're positioning them for a better tomorrow. Here are a few local nonprofit partners addressing food and housing insecurity across our community.
St. Patrick's is like a lifeboat while you're in the midst of a sea drowning.
The staff made me feel secure and safe. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me because it started me on recovery.
They just made it easy. They're easy to talk to.
They let you keep your dignity without making you feel you're ashamed to come here and you shouldn't be. Everyone needs help.
They called me and came and picked me up and took all my worldly possessions and took me to my new apartment.
They got me set up in Freedom Place, got me out of my truck and out of people's houses.
My environment is different now. It's lovable, it's caring, it's sharing.
Because of the services at St. Patrick's, I started to feel like a human being again, started to feel worthy, and started feeling like I had something to contribute to society.
Full-time employment, I'm welcome at the places that I wasn't before. I'm 18 months sober.
No longer drink, I no longer use drugs, I don't even smoke cigarettes anymore. I have a very good, solid reputation in the community.
I feel able to do anything that's been put in front of me. That's why I work here at St. Patrick's Center.
I went from someone who was just learning things to maintaining a job, having my own housing, paying my rent.
I can pay bills now. You know, I can go to my own house now.
Got a great new place, bought me a new car. I'm doing a lot of work with St. Patrick's Center as far as outside of the regular hours.
If it wasn't for St. Patrick's Center, right now I'd be in a homeless shelter. I would not have any hope.
I was so lost out there on those streets being homeless, and St. Patrick saved my life.
St. Patrick as a whole, they've been there for me for so long, they're like they're a part of me. If I keep doing the things that God has blessed me to do and keep using the help that St. Patrick's is giving me on a daily basis, then I should be all right in the future.
What I would like to say to St. Patrick's donors is thank you, and for not giving up on us.
I'd like to thank all of you for the things that you have done for the center, which has helped me to realize a much better place than I have had before.
A meal feeds hope, but some don't know where their next meal will come from. Hunger doesn't discriminate. It exists everywhere, often targeting the most vulnerable, like children and the elderly. But together, we can alleviate hunger. The journey of hope starts with people who care about our community and those in need. People who give generously of time, food, and monetary gifts. Our partners include farmers, manufacturers, the USDA, grocery chains, and dedicated community members who supply food to the St. Louis Area Food Bank. We collect food in our warehouse and store it, sort it, repackage it, distribute it. Coordinated by our dedicated team. Enabled by an army of volunteers, like you. The St. Louis Area Food Bank is the main supply chain to the front line of hunger for 26 counties in our bi-state region, providing food to over 500 hunger relief agencies. The hundreds of thousands of people facing food insecurity every day are our neighbors, people making a choice to either pay bills or feed their families, because hunger can affect anyone, but anyone can affect hunger. It's you, it's all of us, working together to fight hunger.
Join us on this journey,
because the work we do today
will bring hope to someone tomorrow.
My life without Almost Home would be completely different because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair, honestly, because I would have probably gave up. They got me off the streets because before I was here, I was basically staying in a vacant home, not having nowhere to go for real or a family I could call on. Oh, Lord, my thoughts when I found out I was pregnant. Well, when I found out I was pregnant, I was happy. But when they told me it was 2, I got a little scared. I was a little nervous. I cried because I was going through a lot. So I was like, how am I finna deal with these 2?
The mission of Almost Home is to empower young moms to become self-sufficient and to create better lives for themselves and their children. We serve moms ages 16 to 21, and when they come to us, they are homeless. So they are either bouncing around or sometimes they're actually on the street. We provide a stable living space for them. We provide meals, we provide education, and we really are working with them to help them build a foundation for themselves and their child.
Understanding the backgrounds that they may have come from. They may not have come from a stable home. They may have experienced homelessness, sleeping in a car, or not having somewhere to go for themselves. And now I have another human being to care for. And not only food and water and, but money, and then mentally, if you've been traumatized and things can cause triggers, it's just like, now I have to show love and care to somebody else, but what if I didn't receive it? Before I came to Almost Home, I was a teenage mom. And during my time in high school with having my daughter, we lost our home. My mom ended up going to the penitentiary. When I decided to come to Almost Home, I came at a time where I was pregnant again. So not only did I have my daughter at the time, I also was pregnant with my son my senior year in high school.
So the vision of Almost Home, long term, is for us to break the cycle of poverty 2 generations at a time. We understand that the moms that we work with are experiencing some generational things that they've seen over years and years with their moms or their grandparents, and we really want to see how with the next generation, with their children, how do we not just stop what's happening with the mom, but how do we start to break that cycle so that their children aren't right back here in 15 to 16 years.
It is a major start in motherhood. It gives you exactly what you need in the beginning, and you can take it with you forever.
Sometimes coming into a place like this is difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's hard to say I live in a homeless shelter. But if it wasn't for places like this, think about how many women or children will be in the street. Think about how many women or children will be in places that's not safe and that's not clean. But we have a beautiful place that you can learn and get skills and get the necessary tools that you need to be a great mom.
The hopes and dreams of our moms reflect the hopes and dreams of any young woman. They want to figure out who they are. They want to find a career that makes them happy. They want to be a good mom. They want to be a good person. And we really try to equip them with what they need to be able to do that.
Well, my goals here is to finish this whole program and make sure that I can be the best mother I can to my 2 boys and help me get a job, because I've been working pretty hard in them GED prep classes, and I'm also studying to be a veterinarian, so yeah.
I always give Almost Home credit for being a major part of who I am. I'm a director of community outreach and development, and I know that the love that I have for the community was birthed from being at Almost Home.
The beautiful thing about Almost Home is we've been able to see people who have come through our organization come back and volunteer, come back and work, come back and teach our life skills classes, or come back just to share with our moms about their experiences and how Almost Home was able to change their lives.
The community needs it. A lot of young moms don't have structure. A lot of them don't have anyone just to even talk to. And everything that they need is here. Never give up. Never let go. Your dreams will come true.
Never feel that you're alone, because you're not. We all go through things. Us women and us mothers gotta learn how to stick together. Be that motivation for our babies.
I just want to say thank you to all of our donors, all of our supporters, all of our moms, all of our volunteers. Without you all, Almost Home would not be possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the support that you continue to provide to Almost Home. Your partnership makes an impact in the moms and the children's lives that we serve every day.
One of the most important aspects of United Way's network is the ability for partners to work together and collaborate. Each of the organizations we support have their own mission, their own programs, and their own focus of services. But sometimes an individual, family, or community may need help through multiple programs or services. Having a network like United Way enables our region and the nonprofits here to have opportunities to collaborate and have an even greater impact. Let's see this type of collaboration at work through the Salvation Army and Urban League, who have partnered together to respond to the racial inequity and distress experienced in the Ferguson community through a new community center.
Well, this center really is a unique partnership for the Salvation Army, the first one between the Urban League and the Salvation Army.
Well, this unique partnership came about from conversations and meetings that I was having about how could the Salvation Army, how could the Urban League, and how could other not-for-profits give back, help others, and try to really make a difference to the people of Ferguson. And our combined over 250 years of service has never happened in the entire country.
And what a great opportunity to come together and to leverage our strengths and to complement the services that we provide. We provide traditional services, different places in the city, but in Ferguson, it's going to take a more comprehensive approach to service.
I think if you look at the particular site that we are building on, that was the first location that was unfortunately devastated after all of the events in Ferguson. So you had a business that was providing services and jobs to the community and convenience that was then burned down and was really ground zero of the protest movement, and it was a place where people were coming to really see the negative of what had happened in Ferguson. We wanted to make sure that that particular site was really like a phoenix rising out of the ashes, that for decades to come, that would outlast all of us, that services would be provided at that very spot that will help thousands of people.
Families come to us and they find themselves in a cycle of crisis and vulnerability that sometimes they've been in for many generations.
Believe it or not, a lot of people around here really want a quick trip back.
Yeah.
Because they don't have cars.
Yeah. To get food.
Transportation is really convenient.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So hopefully it can, help them in some type of way. We focus on the youth, and I think we might be able to make it good.
The Salvation Army will have programs for both family and the children. The Spark Academy is a 10-week program for 3rd and 4th graders to discover what their interests and passions are. So when young people are done with their classes, they can come to the Ferguson Community Empowerment Center for that program.
And with Pathway of Hope, our goal is to help those families move through that cycle of crisis and on to sufficiency and stability in their lives. That way, we are reducing their barriers, helping them to understand their inherent strengths that they have within themselves that'll help them along that pathway to stability, as well as reducing the number of clients that we see year after year.
We are coming alongside people who are already doing things. We want to provide a space to encourage people to come together and keep doing what they've been doing. With listening and hearing what the community also wants, it will be a holistic kind of approach for ministry.
By partnering together, these two nonprofits are providing even greater services and resources to the Ferguson community. This is a great example of the safety net at work supporting our community. Before we move on from hearing about how United Way supports the basic needs of our region, let's hear from a real local family who has benefited from this support. Let's watch Monolito's story.
Five years ago, I would never guess I would be doing this. Sometimes I wonder how I got to this point. I got a call from my nephew, and he was like, I need you to get the girls for me. The mother was incarcerated, and soon after, the father was incarcerated. And I knew at the time when I was approached to getting the girls that I didn't want them separated. I wanted them all together. Family is important to me because you always have someone to be there for you and to count on and to rely on. I want them to know that they was loved and not thrown away. And now I'm a father of 3 beautiful girls. If these girls got away from me, that would break my heart. Because now I don't know what to do without them. Because of United Way and Guardian Angel, I'm able to keep this family together. Times were tough, and they helped me with the food pantry, and I needed to feed my girls. That's really big. To know that I have 3 lives depending on me. They just are my girls now. And now they are a part of me. I do it all for them.
Welcome back, everyone. Next, we're going to pivot and discuss another way your United Way donation is helping the St. Louis region. United Way manages our region's volunteer center, the second oldest in the nation. This community program and resource is a critical part of our region, providing free connection between those looking to give back and organizations in need of volunteer help. I'm being joined by my colleague Rick Skinner, Vice President of the Volunteer Center, to talk a little bit more about the Volunteer Center and why volunteering is so important to the health of our community. Welcome, Rick.
Oh, thank you, Megan, for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm wondering, why is volunteering as a whole so important to this community?
It truly is. It's a cornerstone of our United Way, and it means so much to our region and our nonprofit partners that we work with. We work with so many agencies across our region, those that are funded by United Way, as well as other types of organizations like arts and culture, parks and recreation, even municipalities connect with the Volunteer Center when they have needs that they need to have met. And so volunteering provides a wealth of resources to help the community be strong, and also provides a great way for volunteers, young and old, families, visitors, you name it, to make a difference right here in our region.
So there's a lot of benefits for the volunteers as well, right?
You bet. If you're looking for something, if you're passionate about a certain topic or issue or population you want to work with, chances are there's going to be a volunteer opportunity just waiting for you to raise your hand and say, yep, I want to make a difference. And that's what the Volunteer Center does. We work with so many different organizations and equip them to make sure that volunteers have a quality experience. That's one of the things that we do is we provide some structure and some resources so that those volunteer experiences are high quality. So if you want to work with kids, if you want to help animals, if you want to help older adults, if you want to help people with disabilities, we have lots of different ways to make a difference. And not only does volunteering make a difference for those communities and the population served, making sure that those programs remain in effect, but it also gives good benefits to the individual volunteering as well too. So if you're looking to expand your network of colleagues or your professional network, or if you're wanting to apply the skills you've learned either from school or from work, or even if you want to start learning a new skill that you might not even dabbled into yet, volunteering is a great way to dip your toe and maybe even test drive something new. Like I just came across an opportunity where you can be a dessert maker someplace here in the community. It's like, wouldn't that be cool to learn about not only how to make a dessert, but then taste everybody else's desserts as well too. So lots of different ways. Whatever you're passionate about, there's a way that our Volunteer Center can connect you.
Wow, okay, so that Volunteer Center, what does that look like? What does it mean? It's pretty impressive to be the second oldest in the nation.
Yeah, we'll be celebrating our 90th birthday in a couple of years. And a Volunteer Center is unique to maybe about 20-25% of the United Ways across our nation. So not every United Way has a Volunteer Center. Ours was established in 1933, and it's evolved over the years, but our primary focus has been exactly what you had said earlier about how to connect people and families and visitors and companies to important ways to make a difference on issues that you all care about. And so we have the opportunity to partner with organizations. They can promote their opportunities through the resources that we have, which we call STL Volunteer. But even for our viewers that might be watching from Columbia or other parts of the state of Missouri, that resource is also available to them. We market that as movolunteer.org. And it's a great way for folks to get connected, to learn about, I want to work with a certain group on this specific day, or I'm interested in a specific topic, but I don't know what agencies provide that type of programming. STL Volunteer or Mo Volunteer also provides you with those resources at a keystroke. Whether you're looking for something on a long-term basis, something to do over the weekend, something to do for an hour as a community service requirement to graduate high school is one example, or if you're looking to do something virtually, especially since now we're still in this time of social distancing, maybe folks might not be comfortable volunteering on site, but we have ways to make a difference virtually as well. So it's a great way to find all those different experiences, stlvolunteer.org.
stlvolunteer.org. I wish I had known about that when I was in high school. I had all these service hours that I had to complete every year. That would have been super helpful. We're going to take a quick break and hear from some local volunteers who work with one of our safety net agencies, St. Louis ARC. When we get back, Rick is going to show us a volunteer kit build in progress, so stay tuned.
The mission of the St. Louis ARC is to help people with intellectual and developmental disabilities live their best possible life. We do that by providing supports throughout each of the stages of life, from early childhood to teenage years, to adulthood and senior citizens.
My name is Matt Scheipeter. I've been volunteering for about 27 years.
You could be having the worst day and you come here and they're just really happy to see you.
It's just something I find very rewarding to do. The joy on the students' faces makes it all worthwhile.
I get as much out of it as the ARC gets out of it. I've been doing it for over 30 years. More than anything, I have a lot of fun. I met a lot of people that were considered second-class citizens. I found they were no different than anybody else.
I've been volunteering for more than 5 years. The first time that I got involved, I came with a group from work. You just come here, you make friends, you interact with people who are outside maybe your comfort zone, and just feel very welcomed and included and feel like I'm making a difference.
Volunteers are critical to the mission of the St. Louis ARC. We use volunteers in every service area in the agency. Some volunteers come and help us just once a year. Other volunteers have been coaches for some of our softball and basketball leagues for decades. We couldn't do what we do without our volunteers.
It's hard to explain, but I think I get more out of volunteering than I provide for the participants.
It's by far the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
It's rewarding. It's rewarding to my soul.
The main thing I get out of it is just joy and friendship. It's not complicated, it's just a lot of fun.
Welcome back, everyone. I am still here with Rick Skinner, Vice President of our Volunteer Center. And Rick, I learned a little bit about these things called service-to-go projects, where you quite literally take a volunteer project to someone. So tell me more about that. I need to be clued in.
Sure. Service to Go is a really great model that we implemented a few years ago to meet a need that many of our companies have expressed, where they might not have time to go to the community to do a service project. They want to have that project brought to them. And so we have a couple of different offerings, two different types of programs under the Service to Go umbrella. One's our traditional model where we go on site, we actually pre-sort all the materials, whether it's the Reading Buddy kit that we're going to be doing as a demonstration today, or our Smile kits that we have. We bring all the supplies in United Way branded bins, so everything is beautifully organized and ready to go. And then when the employees from the company come in, either over lunch or during a break or different shifts, we can organize it in so many different ways. They assemble these wonderful kits. And we also have the opportunity for the agency representative who is receiving those kits to tell a little bit about the impact, about what these kits mean and how they will help people, whether it's a Smile kit to help kids have a lifelong smile to last a lifetime and develop that habit of brushing your teeth for 2 minutes every day, or even our reading buddy kits, where you are putting together a reading buddy, stuffing a stuffed animal and coupling it with a book and a healthy snack and a coloring book, just to have as you probably can remember back when you were young, as I was young too, when we had like a little buddy to read to, a teddy bear or something like that, and just giving a kid that might not have those resources that friend, and it just means so much, and it doesn't take a lot of time at all whatsoever. So that's one of the opportunities under that umbrella. We have lots of different offerings through Service to Go. Sometimes, especially during times of COVID-19, where we might not be able to be on site, but we can still send the supplies to the company in a big box, where the team members can put together 100 Smile Kits as an example, or maybe 50 Pocket Pals, which is a smaller version of our reading buddies, and they can do it in small groups, socially distant, in their office space or in a workspace, and then we'll make arrangements for them to deliver those completed kits directly to the recipient agency. So either way, it's been a great way for a company to engage, to make impact, and engage a lot of employees at a quick amount of time in a fun and team-building way. We bring music, we bring a photo booth. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to show you.
I was going to say, that sounds like a lot of fun, but there's also a lot in it for the companies as well. Employee engagement, team building, serving the community. That's pretty
all
fantastic.
that, and even identifying a project leader at the company that might be an up-and-coming manager level or person, or something, who someone just got started and wants to build upon their leadership skills. Service to Go is one great way to lead that group, and to, sometimes we'll do it buffet style, meaning that we have, like when you're at a wedding, you have everything in a buffet line and you just take one of each and then move down the line, or having everything ready for you and you just assemble that at your workstation or at your workplace. So lots of different ways that folks can get engaged and develop leadership skills too.
Rick, can you tell us one more time how we can find these opportunities?
You bet. It's really easy. Just go to stlvolunteer.org, and there you can find all different types of ways to connect, whether it's you need to do a community service requirement for whatever reason, or if you're looking for your family to get involved over the summer when school's out, finding opportunities for your teenager, even your littler child to get involved in the community. Those live there as well too. The upcoming holiday season as well. There's opportunities listed there. And if you want to serve as a leadership volunteer, being a member of a board or a committee of a nonprofit, those experiences live there as well too. So just simply go to stlvolunteer.org, and it's United Way's one-stop shop to find ways to make a difference right here at our community.
I love that. Everything in one place. Again, that's stlvolunteer.org. Rick, thank you for joining us today and for showing us all about these Service to Go projects. And for those of you who are interested in looking up one yourself, again, stlvolunteer.org. That was exciting to see how a small group of coworkers can make a difference right in their own office. As Rick mentioned, there are many options and opportunities through United Way's Volunteer Center for companies, families, schools, churches, and individuals to give back. Through every volunteer opportunity, you are strengthening our community. Which takes us to our next impact area that we're going to feature. United Way and our network of agencies work hard to make our community a better place to live, work, thrive for everyone. We're there for both the everyday and unexpected needs of the community, whether it impacts an entire family, street, neighborhood, or region. There are many programs like the Volunteer Center and United Way 211, which we'll hear about in a bit, and partner nonprofits that provide support to strengthen the communities we call home. These organizations provide disaster relief and crisis response, connect people to resources and services, and provide opportunities to create a more positive community. Let's take a minute and hear from some more of these agencies and people who receive support when you make a gift to United Way.
We are so thankful to be a part of the United Way of Greater St. Louis's Safety Net program, because our services are truly a safety net for the families in our community. These services are unique and not provided by any other agency.
Typical childcare ends at age 12. Individuals
Society believes can stay at home once a child is 12. That's not the case for our children, and we need to make sure that they are taken care of. And one of our main targets or outcomes for this program is to keep parents employed, for them to maintain their employment. You can't do that if school ends at 3 o'clock or 3:30 every day. Most parents work past that. The kids that we have over the age of 12, once the traditional daycare ends, there's nothing for them within the school districts. So we found a need with those age groups between 12 and senior year of high school that we knew that they just successfully could not and safely could not stay at home by themselves. So SOAR is our social opportunities and recreation program for children ages 12 through graduation of senior year of high school. The program has 3 components. We have after-school teen club. We have a break camp when the kids are out of school during fall, winter, and spring breaks. And we also have a 9-week summer program.
Being a part of the broader United Way safety net of providers speaks to the collaborative community spirit that has always been the foundation of the United Way. Collectively, we work together on the campaign and throughout the year to make sure that our community's needs are met. The United Way funds we receive are leveraged with other funds to be able to provide our services that are so greatly needed to keep families in our community functioning. That's a cost-effective, resource-efficient win-win.
Donating to SOAR fills such a need in the community. We are the only agency in St. Charles County that supports this population in the program dynamic that we have. And it really, really keeps the families intact. It keeps the parents employed. It reduces their stress, not having to worry about where their child is after school or who's caring for them.
Without the United Way funds, we could not provide the level or the amount of services needed. Other funding sources are not adequate or as reliable. We have benefited from being an active member of a coalition of other safety net providers, such as Emmaus Homes, Easter Seals Midwest, LifeBridge Partnership, the St. Louis Arc, and United Cerebral Palsy Heartland. These United Way safety net partners utilize this coalition to educate the community, speak with one voice to elected officials, and advocate for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Being a part of the United Way of Greater St. Louis's safety net of providers affords each individual organization a broader base of support, a wider reach, and the opportunity to serve more individuals in need than any one of our organizations could do alone. We're stronger and better together.
So many of our parents have both parents working, and I do believe if we didn't have the support from United Way or any of our funders for that matter, many of our parents wouldn't be able to have a dual income household. I love seeing the kids happy. I love seeing the exciting things that they get to do every day, and I really do think my staff are just as happy as the kids.
Every day is just so much fun, and there's so many different things going on. When you come into work, it's never going to be what you expect it to be that day. We always just have a lot of fun doing different activities and getting outside and going out in the community.
It changed my perspective. This job changed my perspective on life.
The International Institute is St. Louis's welcoming center for new Americans. We have, for almost 100 years, provided adjustment services to immigrants and refugees. We do that through 3 pillars of service, which are immersion, investment, and inclusion. Under immersion, that includes all of our integrative services for new arrivals: English language training, job placement, refugee resettlement, counseling, all the things that people might need when they first arrive. Our second pillar is investment, and within investment then we help people be able to get a start down the road toward entrepreneurship or in learning to save so that they can buy an asset like a home or return to post-secondary education. So immigrants are really vital to the economic well-being, but also to the cultural well-being of a community. Our final pillar then is inclusion, and within inclusion, probably our most well-known event is our annual Festival of Nations held in Tower Grove Park, which is to celebrate the many, many cultures of St. Louis and the world. We are the only sponsor of refugees here in St. Louis. Today, we sponsor about 1,000 refugees a year from probably a couple dozen countries around the world. When refugees first arrive here, they have a kind of relief, I'm safe again. And then in a few weeks, they start feeling very uncomfortable because they realize that this isn't just a visit, but this is a permanent change for them. The language may be a challenge. They're starting to worry about where they'll work. They don't understand the money and how they'll be able to pay for everything. It becomes a very traumatizing experience for them on top of the other trauma that they've suffered already. If we really believe that America is better for all of its diversity, then we have to be able to take a stand. We have to do what we can do to be able to move the needle forward on appreciating newcomers. To do that, then, it can be with your hands, it can be with your voice, speaking out in the community, and it can also be with your dollars.
Those are great examples of the work being done right here to strengthen the communities where we live and work. Next, I want to share a little bit about another program you support when you make a gift to United Way, 211. 211 is a free and confidential resource for anyone in our community to get connected to help for their needs. 211 is available 24 hours a day, year-round. People can connect with 211 in many ways, including calling in and speaking with a live specialist, visiting a website to search a database of local organizations, or texting and emailing to get information. 211 houses a database of more than 24,000 programs and services, covering basic needs resources like food banks and pantries, clothing and shelters. Also mental and physical health resources like medical information lines, crisis intervention, counseling, alcohol intervention, rehabilitation, maternal health, and children's health insurance programs. Also employment support like financial assistance, job training, transportation assistance, and education programs. They also cover support for older adults and people with disabilities like home health care, adult daycare, Meals on Wheels, respite care and transportation. Also, support for children, youth, and families, like quality childcare, after-school programs, early childhood education, summer camps, recreation programs, mentoring and tutoring, and protective services. And help in non-emergency situations, like disaster response and relief. There are tens of thousands of nonprofit organizations and scores of government agencies in our area, which can make finding help difficult for anyone. United Way 211 takes that difficulty away. Let's watch a short video about 211 and how it connects people to help. 211 is a great resource to remember and share with others who may be in need of some assistance. If you or someone you know needs resources or help, dial 211 or visit 211helps.org for more information. Soon, we've got a special segment coming up about United Way's leadership giving societies and the members who are raising their hands to help our community, so stay tuned. For now, let's watch a few more stories of real people who have been helped through United Way. The building blocks for success, education, and employment are sometimes taken for granted, but without them, life can be challenging. This next story is an inspiring example of a young woman who, with help from United Way, was able to overcome painful obstacles, focus on the basics, and start a brand new life.
I dropped out because I had got on drugs. My parents kicked me out and I was running the streets and I couldn't go home. I can remember sleeping on the park bench in the snow and it was rough. I used to see this dream in my head when I was on drugs all the time that like I would end up that cart lady with all the bags, you know what I mean, with all them clothes and the big old trench coat on. And yeah, like I pictured myself as that person. Like that's who I pictured myself becoming. My dad, he passed away. I depended on him a lot in that time of my life. When he died, I just realized it's time I gotta take care of my own. I'm studying precision machining technology. My job is so fulfilling. Every day I get to see a new creation, a new part that I built, or a new program that I put together, and it's just you get to feel that and see that sense of accomplishment with my job, and I love that so much. I leave work, drive in my own car, I drive to my own house, to see my own dog, and it's a relief. It felt like an accomplishment just to be able to buy my own soap and shampoo, and some people it may not be, but to me or to somebody that's lived on the bottom, they know, that what it feels like. Without United Way, I would probably still be pretty lost. And they gave me that opportunity and that chance, and that's all it really takes is that one chance for somebody to just help you up. It's amazing to know that someone else is out there willing to help, and to give me that opportunity was a blessing. I really felt like it was a blessing that you guys chose to help me. It changed my life in a million different ways. I have a career, I have a hobby, I have a family, a car, a stable environment. I have a life now. Now I look at all these things that I have, that's really a motivation for me. I constantly go back and think of, I don't want to be that person. Do anything to not be that person again. My dad, I want him to be able to look down and see what I've accomplished in my life and see, that he raised a wonderful little girl. It's okay. I know he'd be proud of me.
Tommy is the strongest guy I know. He means everything to me. He's my rock. To Tommy, boxing was his world. Now he's facing one of the biggest fights of his life. Three years ago, I got a call on Christmas and was told to get to the hospital right away, that they thought Tommy had had a stroke. Tommy was partially paralyzed. He lost use of his right arm and hand, and it's very frustrating for Tommy and I both because people do tend to treat you a little differently.
This is no boxing. Boxing is easier. This is rough.
If it wasn't for the United Way and Paraquad, I think we'd still be lost. Gave us hope. Tommy was able to work one-on-one with a physical therapist to start really to regain use of his hand and arm. It's a slow process, but their results are coming, and it's made a big, big difference. Tommy now works at our bar, helps my family out, and my mom, who's over the age of 75, relies on Tommy to help run and manage the bar. It's just helped him get back into more of a normal routine of his life.
It feels good to help out, you know?
Hey, Tommy. Gave us the hope we need to get Tommy back his drive and determination to really continue with his recovery. I called them in January to let them know that for the first time in 3 years since Tommy had a stroke, he was able to give me the best Christmas present ever, and that was to give me a hug with both arms for the first time in 3 years. That was my Christmas present, and it meant everything to me.
Wow. Tommy and his wife have an amazing story of resiliency and determination and drive. Paraquad is a United Way partner who champions equity and independence for people with disabilities through services, partnerships, education, and advocacy. United Way is also helping people in our community through our Improving Health Impact area. Being healthy is a key to living a full life, so we are helping people receive the resources, tools, and support they need to maintain physical, mental, and emotional health. United Way invests over $14 million into nonprofits who are helping connect people to resources and supports for their health. Let's hear more about our nonprofit partners who are helping people improve their health and quality of life.
Hi, my name is Anna Zielinski, and I am the Director of Programs and Services for Patient Care with the ALS Association St. Louis Regional Chapter. Our association is proud to be a part of the network of local safety net agencies that receive help and support from the United Way. Now more than ever, these agencies are providing essential services as we as a community deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. These services will remain vital to our community as we face the challenges the pandemic continues to present to the most vulnerable people among us. Our organization has had to find different ways to provide the services people with ALS in our region need. Support from United Way has been an important part of allowing us to continue to provide these services even in the world in which we find ourselves now. Even during the pandemic, ALS does not stop. Every 90 minutes, another person is diagnosed and another person loses their battle to this fatal disease. So we can't wait for the crisis to pass while we serve the people with ALS in our community. The progression of the disease is just too fast, and we cannot allow COVID to disrupt our lives in that way. ALS is a neuromuscular disease, and it disrupts the messages between the brain and the muscles, and over time impacts a person's ability to use their hands, to walk, to talk, and eventually to breathe. And the average lifespan is only 2 to 5 years after the person is diagnosed. People with ALS battle the simplest things on a daily basis and end up having to depend on a caregiver for everyday tasks. While we continue to fight for a cure, our programs and services are designed to reduce the impact of this awful disease. These programs and services cover all aspects of the disease, and our care service coordinators provide compassionate care and support in a partnership with people with ALS and their families who battle this every single day. As a person with ALS loses the ability to do the things we all do every day, their world becomes smaller and smaller. Through clinic support, adaptive equipment, nutritional supplements, speech-generating devices, We as an organization work to give a little more of that world back to the person with ALS and their family. Our services are no cost to the patient and the family. These costs often at the end of the disease could cost up to $250,000 annually. It's a very, very expensive disease. The support from United Way allows us to provide access to healthcare, counseling, medical equipment, and supplements, as I mentioned. United Way dollars allow us to craft unique care plans for each patient, helping us improve a patient's quality of life and relieve some of the financial and emotional stress this disease causes for a family. This has been a challenging year in so many ways, not just for us, for all of us in the country and in the world and in our community. And because it has been so challenging, your support for United Way is more important than ever. Every dollar contributed to the United Way helps us and helps other United Way safety net partners fulfill our mission to help those in the community. Your donation can help so many people beyond even us at the ALS Association, but so many people here in our community. So thank you for your support of the United Way, and through the United Way helping us serve people with ALS in our community. ALS does not stop, and neither do we.
The average American only has $172,000 saved for retirement by the time they're 65, only enough to support themselves for less than 5 years. Imagine your mom or dad reaching an age where they can no longer take care of their own needs, have no financial reserves, and nowhere to go. For many hard-working Americans, this scenario is very real. Without a financial safety net or younger family member available to care for them, they could end up homeless. Homelessness means losing health, safety, and a connection to their family and their community. This is the reality for many of our residents at our low-income communities, and Cardinal Ritter Senior Services is their saving grace. By providing a place they can call home, our residents are able to live fulfilled, dignified lives with access to quality residential, medical, and social services they need. Their families always know where to find them and how to reach them, and their friends might live right down the hall. As the only service of this kind in St. Louis, we are addressing their needs. By being part of the United Way network, we can better and more successfully help a client by tapping into the resources and expertise of other member agencies. During economically challenging times, natural disasters, or during unexpected community challenges like the current pandemic, United Way is absolutely critical to ensuring that families and individuals can weather the crisis. This year, our safety net is even more important as people's very lives and health are at risk, and more individuals are unemployed or underemployed. Without the United Way, many senior adults in our community would be facing hunger or homelessness, or be without other necessities such as rent, food, utilities, medications, or personal supplies. Cardinal Ritter Senior Services is very grateful for the United Way and their supporters. Thanks to their investment in our organization, senior adults in St. Louis have access to our services and safe, affordable housing.
Those two organizations are doing great work, and we're proud to support them. Another United Way partner doing incredible work for our community is the Central Institute for the Deaf, or CID. CID teaches children with hearing loss to listen and talk so they're prepared to attend their neighborhood school. Our next video is of Ainsley. She's profoundly deaf and wears 2 cochlear implants. Ainsley started going to CID at age 3, taking the bus with her family from their home in Edwardsville. She started with little or no language, but graduated from CID last year and is attending school in Edwardsville. Let's watch a video of Ainsley at age 3, and then after 2 years of CID education at age 5, and then most recently, her virtual graduation speech. Let's take a look.
Audrey, do you have Do I have 3 elephants? Let me look. Oh, I don't have 3 elephants. Pick a card.
I haven't.
Do you have a match?
Yeah.
Tell me.
A minute.
I have.
A minute.
Pick one of the cards. Oh, what did you get?
I got a shell. Elephants don't have a shell.
You're right, because the elephants don't.
Elephants don't have a shell.
You're right, so where should we put that?
Right there.
Here you go, girlfriend. Ready?
Elephants don't have hair, and elephants don't have shells, and elephants don't have whiskers, and elephants don't have scales, and elephants don't have a fan, and elephant does have trunks.
Yeah, that's a tusk.
A tusk.
You're right.
They say Mr. Trunks.
What does, a tiger?
No, an elephant. My name is Ainsley Brielle Copeland. I am 5 years old. I like playing hide and seek with my friends. I'll be going to kindergarten next year. I'll miss my teachers and my friends. See you later, alligator. Mwah.
United Way's leadership givers come from a variety of backgrounds, cultures, and career paths. Some are new to the region and looking to get plugged into the community. Others have always called St. Louis home. Some are executives in their fields, others are launching their careers. But they all have one thing in common. They want to make a difference in their community and help make it be the best place to live, the best place to be. By partnering with United Way of Greater St. Louis, this growing group of more than 7,000 community-minded individuals has the strong partner they need to make a difference on a much larger scale. Through a gift of $1,000 or more, leadership givers make our community safer, healthier, and better equipped to take on the future. And with United Way, member support joins with our network of more than 160 local nonprofits helping here. Additionally, leadership giving members engage with other leaders shaping our community. This includes special events, networking events, cultural events, group volunteer opportunities, and more. Members are also eligible to join one or more leadership giving affinity groups. Our Charmaine Chapman Leadership Society recognizes and engages Black leaders throughout the greater St. Louis region. Helping here for more than 25 years, it has grown into one of the top philanthropic programs for Black leaders in the nation. The Men's Leadership Society brings together like-minded philanthropists to create a unique community dedicated to making Greater St. Louis a better place for all. The Multicultural Leadership Society engages and unites individuals from all cultures, celebrating our region's diversity and shared heritage. The Women's Leadership Society provides a way for women to connect through philanthropy and shared goals while impacting our region. Then we have our United Young Leaders Society. While there is no gift minimum to join this group, we do encourage donations by offering tiered benefits based on donation level and volunteer opportunities, showing these young professionals exactly how their dollars will be spent. United Young Leaders connects the next generation of local leaders and philanthropists through giving, volunteerism, and professional development. Participants 35 years old and younger will have the opportunity to give back to the community through volunteerism, engage with other young leaders shaping our region, and acquire essential leadership skills. For leadership givers and United Young Leaders, coming together means more than networking. It means making a meaningful impact on 1 in 3 people in the region. And by supporting United Way, you are helping here. We're nearing the end of our time together, but have a few more important stories to share, including a few organizations and programs that are focusing on helping young people and families establish financial security. When families and individuals have secure financial footing, they are less likely to require other services and are more likely to succeed. United Way and partners are helping people increase their income, build savings, and grow assets through post-secondary education, job training, financial literacy, and budget coaching. Let's hear about a few local programs that are providing these services.
In 2015, R3 Development began with the initiative to respect dignity, restore integrity, and revitalize community through 2 major initiatives. One, how do we address the failed housing stock in this community and the struggle for families to find quality living? And 2, how can we employ and deploy the youth of the city onto those job sites to rehab the community, and in turn learn the job skills, learn the life skills, learn the leadership development skills needed for them to have a successful future.
So I would say what it's like growing up as a youth in East St. Louis is a story of just overcoming. It's a story of, we know what East St. Louis was. We know that, opportunities have left, resources have left, and they're scarce. And so kids are having to grow up in an environment where it's lacking a lot of the things that kids need to be able to flourish and thrive.
Our students are being loved. Our students are being cared for. Our students are being mentored and discipled and helping them grow to their fullest potential. I think many of the students consider R3 a family and a place to come where they're loved.
R3 is preparing students for life after high school and getting them ready for that first level job into the labor force. And getting prepared for even that first semester of college.
You can't help anybody grow if you're not close enough to them. And if you're not committing yourself and having that kind of determination to say, by any means necessary, like, I'm here. You can let me know the worst thing about you, and I just want you to know I love you, and I'm here for you.
Most of the city isn't like as clean and neat as anywhere else. So just seeing a bunch of people rebuild an entire abandoned house into something usable and livable, you couldn't even tell it's abandoned. That gives the youth like a lot of hope. It shows what East St. Louis could be if you just put in the effort for it. It like gives you motivation.
And we have the privilege of building deep relationships with the youth of the city to help prepare them for the future. So we enter their lives, we learn their story, we learn their journey. They learn our story, they learn our journey. And in many ways, we build a family of students, student employees, as they travel down the journey of life. We do that together. We join with them together to believe with them, one, that they're created in the image of God, have a purpose, they have value and dignity, but 2, they have a future. And they need to dream, and we want to create those opportunities for them to live out their dreams. And for many of them, we hope and pray those dreams would be in construction. And so we use the platform of construction and construction training to help many of the youth of the city enter the trades through hands-on training.
Being a part of R3, it comes with a lot of responsibilities, and something I gravitate to is a coach-like figure, a parental type of figure. I treat every one of these kids like they're my kid. I love every one of these kids. I look for, every one of these kids' gifts. How do they learn? How do they respond? What they strive for? What makes them tick? And I want them to know that they can be difference makers. That is something that I feel the Lord has really put on my heart to do. Nothing makes me more satisfied than seeing the light bulb go off and a kid realizes the gift and talent they do have, and they accomplish something, and they achieve something, and make strides and gains.
I wouldn't really know what a family was until I joined R3. They helped me with so much. They helped me look for a job, or like told me like what requirements I would need for a job. They treat us like we're their kids, we're their own kids.
What I see kids in East St. Louis, I see them overcoming and rising above all of the challenges that they face each day. I mean, when you think about it, you see crime, and you see just the absence of role models or mentors in their life. Especially when you think about all that they're up against, you need just a surrounding support that can help you out along the way.
We truly believe that the narrative of this community is changing, and that the work that's happening today is impacting the hope of tomorrow, and that in changing this city, we are truly changing the world.
I've never had a job before, and I really wanted to be prepared when I did, and it just encouraged me to go for it. I feel like in life you have a lot of opportunities, and this was one of them that I really wanted to take. I learned about credit scores. I didn't know anything about that, and how a credit score really affects your finances and things you want to buy in life.
I have gotten a job since I did the first job program. It helped me a lot with customer service and how to react when you're in certain situations with customers. And I've also learned a lot about working with a team in a job environment and things you should do to help it flow better.
What encouraged me was just the classes that they offered, like saving money. I had a lot of problems with saving money, so I was like, I had to join this, and it was a great opportunity.
First job was one of the best things that happened. I'm not gonna lie, one of the best things that happened in my life. But it kind of helped me with my speech and speaking up, and it also helped me. I'm not scared of going to an interview. I'm happy that it's being provided.
If you are genuinely wanting to learn more about, jobs and interviewing and all those things, definitely take it serious, take notes, and actually listen to what they're saying and actually pay attention, because there's a lot of things that you can learn in there that are very important for the future, and not even maybe just your first job, but jobs ahead of that. It helped me a lot.
I love first job overall. I enjoyed the teachers and the people that we were with. It was a really comfortable environment. I really enjoyed it. It was really good energy. Everyone was likable. And I really enjoyed the communication. I enjoyed the classes. They were thorough. They were well thought out. I enjoyed the information that was given to me. It was very knowledgeable. I took a lot of notes. So yeah, I'd take it again if they let me, but yes, I loved it a lot.
Let's hear from a few more safety net partner agencies who support our community, including Here-A-Thon Family Solutions. Here-A-Thon supports people in our Southwest Illinois division and our Tri-Cities area divisions. Through these two divisions, United Way is supporting people in Calhoun, Greene, Jersey, Macoupin, and Madison counties. Let's learn more about their support of our community.
Hello, my name is Gary Hilsman, and I am the CEO at Here-A-Thon Family Solutions. Here-A-Thon Family Solutions is a member of the Safety Net Network at the United Way of Greater St. Louis, And we are part of finding solutions, really, for people in the region to help them with many varied needs. And so as a network, we strategize in a quality way to help people lead better lives. The importance of having a network of safety net agencies are that that network responds to the needs that the community has identified. And together, we can make a greater impact on the community in meeting those ways in a more efficient, more effective way because of the standards that United Way sets forth and all the resources that United Way gives to those agencies, whether that is training, whether that is community engagement. There's all sorts of programs, whether that's the Olin United Way Board Fellow program or programs that introduce volunteers into the community, whether that is training on quality standards around finances or quality or strategic planning. All of that training, all of that support helps us as a provider community do a better job in serving those who are in need in the region. Another way that the United Way of Greater St. Louis helps Caritas Family Solutions is that monetary funding helps us fill in gaps in the community that are important to be filled. An example would be is that we have Fontebello Maternity Home, which helps homeless women who happen to be pregnant get assistance in finding a home and sustainable employment and well-being for their child. Without the United Way's support, we could not promote that program in a way that's successful. Another example is that through the United Way support, we can have innovative solutions to finding permanent loving homes for foster children and do that in an effective way that gets them into a safe and permanent home faster than is normal. And that has a huge impact on the children in foster care because they need to be raised in loving and caring homes. We have many alliances with our safety net partners because we refer to each other all the time. We take care of some needs and others take care of other needs. So for example, if we have a family in foster care whose children have been removed because of neglect, maybe that family needs some additional substance abuse counseling, or they need a food pantry to help them with food because they've lost their job because of substance abuse or other mental health issues. And we're able to partner in a way that, as a collective whole, we're able to bring about a change in that family or those individuals in a way that we couldn't if we didn't form alliances with each other to impact the community in a greater way. The importance of being a part of this year's safety net are many, but let me just focus on one area, and that is the pandemic that's going on. The needs of families with high unemployment, with social isolation, increased behavioral health issues. There's a greater need for us all to work together as a community to help respond to this pandemic in a way that lifts people up so that they can cope with the many stresses that are going on in life at this point in time. So thank you all very much for your support of the United Way of Greater St. Louis campaign.
Hi there. My name is Lynn Whittles, and I am President and CEO of the St. Louis Jewish Community Center, or as we call it, the J. If you don't know the J and what we do, we serve about 80,000 people a year. We welcome 1 million visits a year to one of our 3 campuses, and we feature 5 core lines of service delivery: early childhood education, camping, culture and social, group social services, which is kind of a catch-all term for our adult day center, our Meals on Wheels program, and programs that we do to support people with disabilities. And finally, a lot of people know us for our fitness and wellness programming. We have 2 fabulous fitness centers here in St. Louis, and a lot of people come in our doors through our fitness stores. So we have been a partner agency of United Way since I think 1952, and we are so proud of that relationship. As a safety net agency of United Way, we are one of the organizations responsible for making sure that everybody in our community can live their best possible lives. We start serving kids as young as 6 weeks of age, and in fact, we work throughout the spectrum of life. In fact, in our adult day center, we serve people over the age of 100. And mostly we just provide a safe and healthy place for people to come and build their own community. So in these days of COVID, it's particularly important that we have a thriving safety net so the whole community can be served. And our needs have changed so much. I am so proud of the fact that the J created new programs to serve needs that we never imagined. But we also were able to open the programs that we had. Our early childhood center is open again, our adult day center is open again, our fitness center is open again. We're coming together as a community in different ways, in smaller groups, but we are so proud that we have been able to be here for the people who need us the most. And I'm telling you, we couldn't do that without the support of United Way. You may not know, but United Way spends a lot of time vetting the agencies that they support. And that should make you feel more comfortable that the agencies that you are supporting through your United Way gift is supporting agencies that are both efficient and effective in their work. So I want to thank you for your consideration of the United Way campaign this year. You know, during the age of COVID, there are so many people who need our help in ways that they never imagined possible. So for those of us who can, it's important that we support our community with our dollars and our volunteer hours, and I want to thank you for your consideration. I also want to thank United Way. These have been incredibly challenging times. And because United Way is a resource for us all to come together and share best practices and understand what the community needs are, we can be more effective in serving those needs. So thank you so much for your consideration of the United Way campaign this year.
Hello, my name is Latasha Folks, Executive Director of St. Vincent Home for Children. For over 170 years, we have provided a safe and loving environment where youth facing serious life challenges are provided life-changing opportunities and support to reach their highest potential. St. Vincent serves 500 youth each year, ranging in age from 6 to 19, who are facing significant life challenges related to poverty, food insecurities, neglect, abuse, homelessness, and mental and behavioral health needs. We fulfill our mission by providing youth emergency shelter services, residential treatment, and transitional living programs paired with trauma-informed and individual goal plans that include mental health treatment, substance abuse classes, family counseling, recreational activities, job and life skill classes, all at no charge. We ensure the integrity and effectiveness of our mission by focusing on the strengths of our clients with a trauma-informed lens that promotes personal and community growth. We are addressing a critical need for mental health services in St. Louis, currently serving all of St. Louis County with a majority of our clients living in the economically distressed areas of North County near our Normandy home. And access to mental health services for this targeted population is severely limited due to the ability to pay, ability of space in residential facilities, and lack of access to mental health services. They need the support of their community and the understanding that they matter, and we are here for them. St. Louis, our home, is known for its philanthropy and giving nature. And the United Way of Greater St. Louis is the careful and guiding steward of that generosity. St. Vincent has been a proud recipient of United Way support for years, and their belief in our mission goes beyond financial support. As an example, St. Vincent works with a network of dedicated United Way agencies in our community to provide a continuum of care that offers the depth and breadth of services our diverse young clients need to thrive, understanding that we are better together. At St. Vincent, our doors are open to youth in our community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are here for them with a safe shelter, a warm meal, and a dedication to walk with them and help them take control of their health and well-being. And the United Way walks right alongside us, helping us keep our mission strong through generous support and critical connections to resources and thought leaders. Thank you for being a part of this journey.
Let's hear from some local people about why they support United Way and our partner agencies.
In my opinion, United Way answers the call to help by stepping up to the plate and providing a safety net and vital critical funding to over 165 local nonprofits in the greater St. Louis region.
It's important to give back to the community because a lot of us are going through a lot of different things. Some of us might have a different path than others. So having that extra helping hand, whenever you're trying to do things on your own, can really be beneficial, and it can really help make that journey a lot more smooth than it could be. Because, one helping hand can really go a long way.
I'm inspired by United Way to use my platform to create a source for people to give back, whether they're passionate about education, mental health, women's health, supporting small Black businesses, or even just giving back any way that they can, whether that be volunteering their time or their money. And the cool thing about it is a small gift of just $25 to the United Way program can provide 100 meals to underserved youth, seniors, and even veterans.
One of my favorite things about United Way is they have a plethora of different options available for you to be a part of your support system through whatever you're going through. Oftentimes, whatever result or whatever conflict you have that you need resolved, they have an option available that's going to help make things a lot easier and take some of that burden off your shoulders.
So I wanted to get involved with United Way simply because I wanted to use my platform to give back. I wanted to find a way to utilize my brand and our reach for positive, for good, and support local nonprofits in our area. One of my favorite nonprofits that they work with is Operation Food Search. They feed over 200,000 families on a monthly basis, and I'm very, very passionate about feeding low-income, underserved communities, especially children, seniors, veterans, and stuff like that.
I specifically wanted to get you involved with United Way because I love this community like most of you guys watching. I want to be a part of creating a better St. Louis and making this place a better community to live, to play, to work, to whatever, just to be a part of in any way. That's what I'm all about. And United Way being a supporting system in our community, just a huge part of giving back, is exactly why I wanted to be a part of it, because I too want to give back to this community, this city that I love, that I always talk about, that I make videos about. So United Way is great.
Hi, I'm Justina Cornell, and I just wanted to share a little bit about my mentoring experience. I'm a for Big Brothers Big Sisters. I've been doing that for over 2 years in the St. Louis area, and I never realized how rewarding being a big would be. My sister and her husband have been a big for quite some time, and so when I moved to St. Louis, I immediately wanted to jump into several organizations and volunteer for places that I'm extremely passionate about, but being a big was definitely something different. But I had heard such amazing things that I wanted to be a part of it, and I think it is one of the best things I have signed up for. I wanted to be a mentor because I feel like so many people have helped me, growing up, becoming the woman that I am today, that I thought most logical thing would be to kind of do the same thing and hopefully be a mentor for someone else and pay it forward. And so I think the experience has been amazing. My little is a teenager, and it has been such a rewarding experience being able to have certain conversations with her, hopefully guiding her and leading her in the right direction. And we have so much fun together. I think one of the biggest things also is that St. Louis is such a giving area and so helpful that I wanted to continue along with that wave and, you know, be a part of that powerful movement. And I think I'm also involved with Safe Connections and Women's Safe House, and I also think that the United Way is one of the organizations that is always coming up, and one of the organizations that is always being named when we want to talk about powerful connections and resources that we have. And also talking about their 2-in-1 system. So I think for me, I wanted to get involved with United Ways because they are so well connected with other organizations, and I think that they are such a powerful resource, and I think that they help uplift so many lives and save so many lives. So I think for me, one of the best things about United Way is that their connections and the resources that they have and how helpful they are. And just, I wanted to be a part of that, and I'm so excited to be a part of United Way.
Thank you for joining me today as we took a deep look at just a few of the many ways you are helping here. If you haven't yet, click the donate button and make an easy, secure donation. Thanks to your support of United Way, we're able to help more than 1 million people each year in the greater St. Louis area. Our neighbors are home. Let's take a look at one more short video and see how you can be a game changer. Again, thank you for joining our Helping Here-A-Thon. We're grateful to have support from leaders like you.
Problems. The ones too big to tackle alone. The ones that limit people and limit potential. The ones that impact all of us. We go looking for them. In farm towns and river towns, suburbs and cities, from Cottleville to Collinsville, Wright City to Waterloo, we surround our community's most critical problems, and we fight. We are the hand raisers, the game changers, the never stop fighting, never back down life transformers. At United Way of Greater St. Louis, we fight for every person in our community. We fight for the education of every child, the basic needs of every family, the self-sufficiency of every person. Because what happens to one of us happens to all of us. United, we fight for those who can't. United, we fight for change. United, we fight to help people live their best possible lives. Unite with us.